Hey guys, so today's video is for personal trainers, and it's a lesson which I have found to be extremely important, which is keep the main thing the main thing. Now, I think this applies to personal trainers, it applies to lots of verticals and areas of work and all sorts, but it's one of these, the lessons that have the greatest amount of weight and impact very often do transcend across categories. Very often they do. So to keep the main thing is, I believe, a fundamental lesson, especially in today's world. I think it's the sort of thing that will differentiate someone who is successful versus unsuccessful. Now, can you name a personal trainer who became extremely wealthy by doing 10 different types of things? And the answer is usually no, especially not at the beginning. I think this is where people get confused. We very often idolize where people are and think about, okay, what are the things that they are doing to be successful? And that's not the question you should be asking. The question you should be asking is, what are the things that they did to be successful? I guarantee that it came down to them sacrificing and choosing a path and sticking to it for long enough for luck to find them, for long enough for things to work out, for long enough for them to understand how to execute this better than anyone else. So I think that this whole idea of keeping the main thing is vital. Now, as a personal trainer, what does this actually mean? What does this transpire to? So let's move out of the theoretical and the philosophical and move into the practical and the everyday. So I would suggest, firstly, you've got to find your niche. Now, maybe this is something which you've heard about before, but I'm probably going to try and explain this in a slightly different way, because I believe that the way people speak about this to a large degree at the moment, it's very surface level. It's very kind of like, ooh, okay. So I think the best way you can do this is through a scientific method, because then you're removing the element of, and this is what feels right today versus this is what feels right tomorrow. You're removing the influence of time, feeling, other people's opinions, and stuff like that. So if you've been coaching for a little while, I would suggest, and let's say 6 months or more, you probably have some amount of data around what does and doesn't work. And I say what does and doesn't work because a miss is just as important as a hit. So if you've noticed that you are consistently getting interest from women who have just come out of pregnancy, for example, postpartum mums, then then utilize that data as an opportunity to be like, okay, cool, I'm going to start saying no to executive businesswomen. I'm going to start saying no to women in there who just want to look good for the beach. I'm going to focus on this really specific niche that I'm clearly getting organic demand for. And what happens now is that you now become known for something. And this is so much more powerful than any other marketing tactic that I hear a lot of business gurus talking about on the internet. If you become known for something, you become like the knees over toes guy. Good example. You move out of this realm of just being a coach that does stuff that other coaches do, and you're hard to differentiate. You don't really stand out very much. You're in this big pool full of very competent people, but not a single one of them is known for one particular thing amongst people that don't actually know them. Obviously, your friends and family will know you as the yoga instructor, the muscle guy, the strength dude, the powerlifting chick, whatever it may be. Your friends and family will know that, but that's not enough. You need to start broadening your horizons to people's unbiased opinions who don't know you, because objectivity reveals all. So that's one way. Now, if you're a new coach, what I would recommend is get 10, 20, 30 sessions under your belt and do them for completely free. Because that data, this is what I mean when I say follow the scientific method. You need data, you need reps. And not only does this make you a better coach, but it also reveals the information that you need in order to learn to say no to some things and yes to one specific thing. And then what happens is you start to align this throughout, and this happens whether or not you are a new trainer or experienced. You start to align this throughout all your messaging, all your content, all your offerings become this specific, tailored to this one specific thing. And this specificity unlocks potential and it really brings about confidence in yourself that you know who you help and why you are suited to help this specific person. So keeping the main thing. That's how you do this. So it also transpires into the type of coaching that you do. So are you in person? Are you online? Don't do both. Yeah, I know there's this temptation for hybrid stuff. There's this temptation for thinking that more is more. It's not more. More is dilution of specificity. Now, what you could do is you think, okay, I'm going to be an in-person coach and I'm going to focus on luxury clients because in-person coaching, people tend to be wealthier and therefore they have more money to spend. So you could think, all right, I'm going to focus on that. I'm also going to differentiate myself by charging not $80 an hour, not $200 an hour, maybe $1,000 an hour. And all of a sudden, you've now moved yourself instantly from, hey, I'm a coach and I'm competent, to, oh, I'm a coach and I must be special at something, because you are playing with people's psychology now. People talk about price sensitivity as if it only falls one way. People think, oh, price sensitivity must mean that everyone wants this thing cheaply, and that is a correct bias, but it goes both ways. Because if you price something that's very expensive, there's an assumption before you've looked at anything that the thing that's being priced expensively must be good. There's this fantastic term which I keep hearing called reassuringly expensive. That's exactly this. So again, you are moving away from this quagmire of everyone else to your specific claim. Your specific claim. And this pattern happens time and time again. So, find the specific type of people that you attract. Follow the data, gather the data. The data is there. It's worth spending a month just working with clients for free in order to get that data, because it will pay off. And then make all your offerings, all your content, everything about this specific thing. Make your coaching type catered towards this as well. And you're slowly aligning the different paths that you actually have, rather than this jigsaw, this mismatch of nice ideas that could work, but they don't line up. So keeping the main thing. It's a vital cog in the wheel for any business, especially personal training. You guys are vulnerable to all this nonsense business coaching that we see all the time on the internet. So I'm just here trying to provide you guys with some fundamental business lessons. So I hope this worked. I hope this is useful. If it was, drop me a comment. You can send me a message as well. I'll respond. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much.